How's it going, guys? My name's John McLennan, and I'm here with GuitarControl.com bringing you this video lesson. And I want to talk about how to get just an overall better sound from your playing and from your hands. One of the things that happened to me, in just over the years of playing, is I had a studio set up in my house, and I'd have my amp, and the amp was in an ISO booth, and it was mic'd up, and for me to just plug in and play, I had to turn on my computer, I had to turn on the amp, I had to turn on the speakers, I had to turn on the studio monitors, the pedal board, and just the mic pre and everything. So it was just so many steps just to sit down and play. And what happened is I found myself just playing so much, just like this. You can barely hear it, just, electric, my electric guitar not plugged in, just acoustically. So, and remember, the notes that we're playing and everything, it's the same, but what's so important about having a good, clean amp is just the ability to hear the sound coming from your fingers and working on your tone. So I went out and bought a small little practice amp, a Fender Princeton, and that's my practice amp. And it's just as easy as, I want to play, I plug one cable in, and I flick a switch, and I'm playing, So that's set up, and then, just listen to the sound that your fingers make. You want to try and find the right spot on the fret. So if I'm going to play this note right here, what I want to do is I don't want to be back here where it's buzzy. I want to get right up close next to the fret, but not on the fret, because if I play on the fret, it's muted. So you need to start to set your default for every single note, whether it's in a chord or a lick or you're soloing, whatever, to optimal tone, fingers on the tips and playing right up close next to the frets. So work on your sound constantly and make sure that you're plugging into an amp and you can just have a good clean tone. Forget playing with tons of effects. Work on your sound in your hands. Guitar players have a saying, they say tones in the hands. You could give Eric Clapton a Squier guitar and he's going to make it sound amazing. You could give some random kid on the street who doesn't play guitar Eric Clapton's model guitar, and he's not going to make it sound like Eric Clapton. It's not going to sound amazing. It's because the tone is in the hands. So click the link below, and we'll see you in the next video.